so I have zoomed you in, and I guess we're just gonna go for it. I already have my skincare on. I have all my makeup laid out that I want to use. We're just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna start off with my eyes, and I have these two Natasha Denona palettes that I got as a gift. They're freaking stunning. Like, it basically has everything in it. So it has your eyeshadows, and then it has a blush and a highlight, which I really like because I like to travel with the least amount of stuff as possible. So whichever one of these I end up going for, I'm gonna take with me. I think I'm gonna kind of like play between the two of them. This darker one I really like because of the blush and the highlight, because I'm pretty tan right now. But eyeshadow wise, I like this color as like a lid color. So for today's makeup, for today's little trial of makeup, I'm gonna do kind of like a matte, soft, smoky sort of thing. So let me actually start off with my brows. Very rare that I do my brows first anymore, but we're gonna do it since this is like super glammy make. I haven't done like a full makeup video in years, so this is like very bizarre. Did it focus? There we go. I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown, and I'm just going to open the questions so I can ask as I'm doing this. I'll start after I do my brows just because it's really hard to talk and do my brows at the same time. And I got a lot of the same questions, like similar style of questions, so I'm gonna try to put them all in the same, like answer all of them within the same question. I don't know if I said I'm using soft brown from Anastasia, which is my favorite shade of brow pencil because it's not super harsh. I don't like my brows to be really intense because I already have very dark brow hairs. Like, my brow hair is very dark, so if I go on that exact same color, it looks like I have like monster caterpillar brows. And I don't have to fill too much because I have hair. I just fill in like the little gaps, really. And I'm actually getting my brows tinted. Is it tinted and laminated? I really don't know. My best friend is doing them because she is a brow artist. She does like microblading and all that, which I'm not doing that, but she's gonna do my brows before we leave. So that will be at least taken care of. So here is the brow. Is this light too intense? Yeah, there we go. So you can see my natural color. Let me fluff these babies real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna put some Tarte Shape Tape on my eyelids. It's so hard doing this with lash extensions. I'm like trying to make sure it doesn't get all over the place. I'm just gonna use a fluffy brush to blend it out. And if I forget to mention what I'm using, because I might, especially because questions are involved, I will leave everything listed down below for sure. But these are, for the most part, products that you've heard me talk about before, because I don't really change up my products. I'm like a creature of habit. All right, now I'm just gonna set it with a Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm just using this because it's easy. Just gonna set this down, and then we'll get into these questions. Question number 1. For how long are you going away for the wedding? I'm putting on some chapstick real quick. So we are going, this whole time I thought we left the 29th, and then yesterday we were all at lunch for Easter, and my sister was like, I thought we leave the 30th, and I was like, no, we leave the 29th, and I'm like, I should actually check. So we're leaving the 30th, and then we get back the 13th, so almost right around 2 weeks. Someone else asks, I didn't look at the other questions, but are you nervous about being married and being his wife and it changing things? Hopefully that's not too personal. And these questions don't like bother me. They're not personal or like weird or anything to me. I don't really care. So don't feel like any of your questions are gonna be like weird. I'm not nervous about being married. I'm very, I'm taking this color here from the lighter palette. It says crease, that's all it says. So I'm just using that on a fluffy brush. I'm not nervous to be married. I feel like Tyler and I are in, we talk about it all the time. Like, we're in a place where our relationship is very, very mature and stable and just good. Like, our relationship is in a very, very great place. We've been together almost 6 years, and we're also not getting married young. Like, it's not like we're 22 and getting married. Like, I feel like the older you are, not saying that there's anything wrong with getting married young. You obviously do what works for your relationship, but I don't feel like getting married young would have been the smartest move for us. We met when I was 27 or 26 and he was 29, and we were young. We didn't really know like what we were doing, and granted we still don't, but we're just in such a different place because we're full adults. He's gonna be 35 and I'm 32, so it's like we are mature, we're in our careers, we have very similar morals and values and stuff like that. So it's very I don't know, I'm not nervous or scared at all, and I definitely don't think things are gonna change. I think they're gonna change in a good way, whereas like we already do everything. Sorry, I'm opening some Vouv. We're already in a place where every decision that we make is made together and in the interest of the other person. But one thing about Tyler and I is we both do very, very much have separate lives of each other. Like, I have my group of friends, he has his group of friends. Every once in a while they're brought together, like they came all together for like our engagement party and stuff, but we are very much individual people outside of our relationship or our marriage or whatever. And I think that's still gonna stay that way. Everything is just gonna be very unified. And then, what advice have you received regarding marriage? So I honestly haven't received a ton. I'm adding a little bit more of this color, I'm just building it up. You know, make sure you always date each other. My favorite, I didn't specifically get this advice, but I think someone else was asked this question and they posted the response, and it was, remember that every disagreement, it's not about you versus them, it's about you guys versus the problem. And I love that, and that's something that I think about a lot. And I feel like everyone, like especially in relationships, like you're so hard trying to get your point across and all that, and it's like once you become this like unit, it's like it's not about you versus him. Like, you should not be trying to beat him or him be trying to beat you. You guys should try to be like, okay, we need to figure out what's going on and battle that. So that's been like my favorite, but that advice wasn't specifically given to me, but I love it, like my favorite. Someone asked, when did you know he was the one? And okay, this is like a loaded question, there's a lot. When did you know he was the one? So I don't know if this is like weird of me, but I don't have that, for me anyways, I didn't have that feeling of like, you're the one, you're it, because I think we worked really hard to get to the place that we are now. It wasn't like we just met each other and we were like, you're perfect exactly the way that you are. Like, no, I feel like that's very fairy tale. That's very, I don't know. I don't want to say unrealistic, but it's just very glitzy and glammy. And I feel like life is not like that. Like, it's not like you meet this person and you're like, you're it, you're the one. Like, that's not what it felt like. After we started facing issues and overcoming them together, that's when I was like, okay, like we do this team thing really well. And that's when we started talking more about like getting married and like moving on to the next step. But it was never like you're the one type of thing. Why Italy? I have mentioned this if you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, then you haven't seen it. We went to Capri, how many years ago? 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Okay, so I'm going into this color right here, and it's called Transition. This is in the darker palette. I'm just gonna pick that up on a little brush and start like deepening up this crease. But yeah, we went to Capri a couple of years ago and we loved it so much and kept saying that like we just wanted everyone that was close to us to come. Okay, this color isn't really doing anything. We just wanted everyone that was close to us to be together there. So when we talked about just like the idea of getting married and like having a wedding, we knew we never wanted an actual like wedding type thing. Like I've mentioned so many times, we're not doing this color isn't doing anything. We're not doing this super traditional type wedding. So we knew when we got married, we were gonna tell everyone, and everybody already knew really, like, we're getting married in Italy. You can come if you want. If you can't, get it, but we're getting married in Italy. So that's just always been the thing. We never wanted a wedding here. We never wanted a traditional wedding. We just wanted to go somewhere, bring everyone with us, and get married there. When do y'all want to have kids? So I've also mentioned this before, where it doesn't like bother me as much. I just feel like this question is so ugh. If we have kids, because we have talked about both sides of the spectrum. I am not trying to have kids for a long time, like maybe my late 30s. I am in no rush to have a child. I'm in no rush to start building a family. I don't feel like we need something to complete us. I feel like us together, like we are a family and we're complete just the way that we are with our animals and our dog. Like that's my family and that's my home, and I don't feel like anything is missing. Like where the idea of a kid would be great. If we have a kid, I would only want one. We both feel the same. We only want one kid. I don't want this huge family. I don't want a ton of kids. It's just being, again, my age. I'm gonna take a little sip. Being our age really gives us the perspective because everyone around us has kids. I am the only one out of my friend group with no kids. My sisters have kids. Like I'm around kids a lot, and I love kids. I love them. Like I love my nieces and nephews. They're everything. I love my godkids. I love kids. But kids are forever. Kids are not just these cute little babies that stay babies forever. They are a lot of work. I hear all my best friends talk about exhaustion, never having time for themselves, leaving work. Like I can't imagine leaving work and then there's a kid waiting for me to continue doing more work. Like it's just a lot. So I know that answer, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. Tyler and I feel very strongly both about it. Like we're like, no, we're good right now. Like I don't have a desire to go and get pregnant. If I have a kid, it's going to be maybe my late 30s, like maybe 37, 38. And again, I'm in no rush. And if we don't, then I am perfectly okay with it. We've talked about adopting. We talked about a lot of different options, but I am in no rush whatsoever. And like I said, this question doesn't bother me. It's just a lot of people expect this like, oh, we want to have a kid right away. And it's like, I don't want to have a kid right away. I'm actually like really good right now. Like I like that I can get up and do whatever I want whenever I want. When will you buy a home? Hopefully soon. I'm putting this color on my lid. This is the color called Transition. It's the lightest one. I don't know when we will buy a home because obviously there's a lot that goes into it, but we are hoping to get the process going as soon as we get back from Italy. That is like what we want. I want a home more than I want kids. Like I want my home. We want to build our home, not build as in like get our house built. We want an older house. We want the projects. We want to be able to host our family and friends. We want to be able to barbecue. Like we're more excited about a home than anything else. So that's definitely like on our top priority list as soon as we get back is like, all right, let's get a move on so we can buy our house, and then hopefully everything with our first home goes well, and then we can maybe buy a second house and then rent out the first house. We don't really know, but we definitely want multiple homes. Have you found your wedding scent? So this is funny. I have been looking forever, and because my scent has changed so much because of having COVID, it's been really, really hard for me to find something. Everything that I like, I already own, and I really wanted it to be something that I didn't already have because I wanted that separation of like, because scent has so much memory, I didn't want to spray a perfume that I've worn like every Christmas and now the scent like reminds me of Christmas and my wedding. I wanted it to have like its own separate meaning. I'm torn right now between two scents. One of them I'm gonna wear today and then I'll decide kind of how I feel about it. So one of them is Love Don't Be Shy by Killian, which I did not think I was gonna like. My best friend wears it and it smells incredible on her. Like it smells very sweet. It almost smells like Barbie princessy perfume. It smells delicious, but I had never put it on myself. And one of my friends, Shireen, she gave me like a small pack of like a ton of Killian scents, and I put it on and I was like, oh my god, this smells so good. Like I like the way that it smelled once it sat on my skin. So I'm between that one and Vanille Encensé, and I need to decide like by the end of next week which one I'm gonna do. Do you know how you're gonna do your hair? Did you find the perfect perfume for your wedding day? So I already answered the perfume one, but for my hair, I'm deciding between either like split down the middle in like a loose wave, or what I'm gonna do today, which is like part to the side and kind of like old Hollywood-ish not sure which one I'm set on because I want to feel very me. I don't want to do anything that doesn't feel like myself. So I'm definitely gonna wear my hair down. I just don't, it's either gonna be to the side or to the middle. I'm not completely sure yet. How does your dad feel about marrying Tyler since you are a daddy's girl? What is their relationship like? What's your relationship like with his family? So as far as their relationship is great. I don't know if this question is asked because Tyler is so different from us because he is white and we are Puerto Rican, or because he's covered in tattoos and my parents are more conservative. I'm not completely sure, but they see him as such. The tattoos have nothing to do with any of that. The only difference is obviously like the culture difference because we're very, very Puerto Rican and he's very, very white. He's family at this point, so everybody gets along super well, including Pedro. And what's your relationship like with his family? So he is not super close with his family and I want to respect that for him, so I'm not going to really talk about them. Do you have a registry anywhere for your wedding gifts, home welcoming gifts that you'll post for us? I'm sure I'm not the only one who would love to give you a gift. While I appreciate it and I think it's super, super sweet, we don't have like a public wedding registry or anything. We don't want gifts. We didn't ask for any of that. We have everything that we need, so please don't feel like you need to send a gift. Where again, I appreciate it. I don't want anyone spending their hard-earned money on us. It's super nice of you, but no, we don't have a public registry. Do you feel that marriage will change your relationship with Tyler? Are you excited to start saying my husband, LOL? Did you hire a photographer, videographer? How many cities are you visiting in Europe? So where I feel like our relationship will change, I just feel like it's going to be tighter. Like it's gonna be like a tighter relationship. I feel like we're really gonna hone in on like being each other's person and being each other's family. And like obviously like once you get married, like that person trumps everyone else. That person trumps your mom, your dad, your sisters. That person comes first. So I feel like that's gonna be what changes. Am I excited to start saying husband? It feels very weird to me. Very weird. I'm done with my eyes, by the way, so I'm gonna move on to my face. I just did like a super matte, soft eye, which again is very me. I'm not trying to look like someone else. But yeah, saying husband is very weird. Feels really, really uncomfortable to say. I just got used to saying fiance and now I'm like, great, now I have to start saying husband and it's weird. But I'm sure it'll come naturally and it'll feel good. Did you hire a photographer or videographer? I did not actually. So one of my best friends, her fiance is a photographer. So he was supposed to be our photographer, but she is actually pregnant with twins, giving birth very soon. So they had to cancel their trip to come. So my older sister has a camera. It's gonna be a lot of fun self-timer situations and that's about it. I'm just gonna roll with what I got and that's it. How many cities are you visiting in Europe? We're going to, well, besides Italy, we're doing 3 more. So we're going to Amsterdam, which is our favorite place in the entire world, well, that we've been so far. By the way, I used my Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation because it actually matches me right now. And I'm using a little bit of the NARS All Day Luminous, which is like my favorite foundation, but it's a little bit light. So I'm just like, see, kind of blending them together just for like the perfect undertone. After Italy, we're going to Amsterdam. After Amsterdam, we're going to Barcelona. And then after Barcelona, the last few days of our trip, we're going to a small island called Mallorca that I've always wanted to go to. That's been like on my bucket list. So it'll be a total of 4 altogether with Italy. What are you most nervous about the wedding day / wedding abroad? So I'm not really nervous, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I'm very much like, I'm very much an Aries. I'm very go with the flow. I don't freak out about things. I'm not a control freak, so I don't feel like a nutcase because whatever is supposed to happen is gonna happen and I will figure it out when I get there. We arrive 3 days before we actually get married, so I'm not nervous about anything there. Everything's already taken care of. Everyone's flights are already, like everything's already good to go, so I don't really have anything that I'm nervous about, but I am nervous about the feeling, like the feeling of walking to him, the feeling of all of it, the feeling of everybody watching us. I don't like a lot of people looking at me, so it makes me feel a little bit weird. But that's really about it. Not sure if you mentioned it before. Is someone going to vlog on your wedding day? I don't know. That is the least thing I'm thinking about is vlogging. I know I definitely want to vlog part of the trip. Oh, I'm using the Shape Tape in tan. I know I'm definitely going to vlog in general, like when I remember to. I'm not like making it a priority, but I might vlog just for like our own memories. But I know I will definitely include like clips and footage, and I know I'll definitely make like a reel or something like that once like everything is said and done. Are you doing any wedding traditions? So a lot of people asked about traditions, like if we're doing any traditions, because our wedding is not going to be traditional. So I do have my something blue. One of my friends, the one that can't make it anymore, she got me a little napkin, and it has like blue flowers on it for me to bring with me, and she was like, oh, this can be your something blue. So I'm definitely gonna have that as my something blue. I don't really have like a something old or anything like that, so I don't know if I'm really gonna complete that. But I mean, something new, everything's new. My shoes are new, my dress is new. Something old, something borrowed, yeah, I'm not really sure as far as that stuff, but I'm trying to take the least amount of stuff as possible because we're going for so long and so far. I am not sure if I'm gonna have my dad walk me down because we're getting married in the front yard of our Airbnb, or like the backyard of our Airbnb. So it's like, there's no aisle, it's not like anything like that. Like, think of it as like a backyard wedding type thing. So I might do that. I'll decide once we actually get there and I see it. The one thing about it, especially the way that we're choosing to do it, is you don't really know what you're gonna do, because it's not like it's at a wedding venue or there's a wedding planner. Like, we're just literally gonna wake up the morning of, do whatever, and then we're gonna have a chef come and cook. So it's like, yeah, we do have a wedding song, so we'll definitely do that, but I think that's it. I'm not wearing a veil, I'm not carrying flowers, I'm not doing any of that stuff. Will you be sharing photos or video snippets throughout the day of your wedding? Totally understand if you need or want to be present, just curious. So in the moment, definitely not. Maybe throughout the day, but I'm not really thinking about it too much. I'm trying to really fully enjoy the moment. Maybe at like the end of the day, I'll like repost stuff or something. I don't know. I'm just not thinking about it really. Will you be doing your own makeup? Yes, I am. My best friend is also a makeup artist and she is coming, but like I said, I want to feel like myself. I don't want to feel like I'm someone different that day, so I think I'm just gonna do my own. And granted, she's great. Like, if I was gonna have anybody do my makeup, it would be her, but I definitely just want to feel like me. Like, I want to look like me. I know exactly the things that I like on my face and all that stuff, so I'm probably gonna end up doing it. Will you be walking down the aisle towards him? I'm not sure yet because there's no aisle, so I don't know. I guess we'll see when we get there. Are you still in the process of house hunting? Also, what would be your dream 5-course meal to eat? Okay, in the process of house hunting. We're not like in the process just because we're not ready to buy, if that makes sense. But we're always looking at houses. Always. Like, we are constantly sending each other houses that we find on Zillow. We're always looking at houses for sale in our neighborhood. We're like addicted, we're obsessed. I just used, by the way, the Peach Perfect setting powder from Too Faced, and then I just put the Charlotte Tilbury powder over top. I'm gonna set my face with the Sephora Micro Smooth as usual. I like how my makeup looks so far though. I feel like I look like me. It's soft enough but smoky enough. Like, I feel good so far. What would be your dream 5-course meal to eat? I don't even know because I like too many cuisines. So I'd have to do like based on cuisine. Cause if it was Italian, I'd have like kind of what we're having in Italy. I'm having a burrata salad with a what's the pizza? Margarita pizza. I'm letting my hair air dry a little bit so I can blow dry it. We're doing like a lemony shrimp pasta and also a chicken parmesan, and then we're doing a lemon gelato and tiramisu, so that's gonna be freaking incredible. Like, it's gonna be so good. Will you be showing highlights of your upcoming wedding in your upcoming vlogs? I probably will like have a video, but I'm not really like, I'll probably do like snippets. Is Tyler's side of the family also coming to Italy? No, they're not. How will you be incorporating any family traditions? Honestly, not really. We don't really have like quote unquote family traditions. I just want it to be as simple as possible. I don't care as much about all the little things, and I know that's probably really boring for people to hear. I I'm not going to do things for the sake of pleasing what other people would think I would do. I just want to do exactly what feels good for us. Is there anything you're nervous about when getting to Italy? Not at all. When did you realize Tyler was your person? I kind of answered that one. Are you guys planning to have a first dance? If so, do you have one in mind? Yes, we do. And our song is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. I love this video idea. Some questions. Where was your first date? Our first official date was to a place. I'm looking at the blushes right now. I'm trying to see which one I want to do. So one palette has this color. Looks like a raspberry sort of color. And then the other palette has like a peachy. They look almost exactly the same, but they're very not. I think I'm gonna do the darker palette, yeah. Our first date was at a place called Morimoto. It's this Asian place. No, was it? I don't remember. I don't remember. How long have you been in a relationship? We have almost been together for 6 years. When did you know you wanted to get married? I feel like that's almost like the question of like, when did you know he was the one? Tyler says he knew when it felt like we were in a really good place, like with each other, with life, with our routine. I was like, whatever. Your next steps, look for a house. Honeymoon deets. So because everybody is coming with us to, wow, this highlight is gorge. I'm using this one, it's called Star Glow. Because everyone's coming to Europe, a lot of people are going to follow us to Amsterdam. So I think there's like a group of like 10 people coming to Amsterdam. And then when we go to Barcelona, that's just gonna be us. So when we do Spain, Barcelona, Mallorca, that's just gonna be us too. So that will be kind of like our honeymoon portion of it. If it's not too personal to ask, how did you meet and when did you know you wanted to get married to each other? I also like the question about whether you're doing any traditions, since you mentioned in previous videos that this is a non-traditional wedding. So how did we meet? I get this question every single time I do a Q&A. I get this question, and it's he slid into my DMs on Snapchat specifically. We have always known, like, we followed each other for a long time, but Tyler doesn't post anything on his Instagram. Like, he just posts his tattoos, and that's why I followed him. I knew the owner of the shop that he used to work at, so I followed a lot of the artists that work there, and he was just one of them that I followed, and we never really spoke. Like, I'd like his pictures of his tattoos, but for years, like, I did nothing. And then one random day he wrote me on Snapchat, and this is actually a part of like our like rings and stuff. He wrote me on Snapchat one day, and I had posted like a picture. I had just woken up, and I put the blanket like to here, and I took a picture, and I was like still in bed or something. I think it was my day off, and he wrote me and said, "Lucky you." And I was like, what? And he was like, "I'm on my way to work." And I was just like, okay, all right. And I just kept along with my day. So that was like that was like our first interaction. So now Lucky You is like our thing. So in our wedding bands we have Lucky You. I never do this, but I feel almost like I should. I don't know. Our wedding bands say Lucky You engraved on the inside, because that's just like our thing. Okay, I guess. Whether you're doing any tradition, since you mentioned in a previous video that this is not a traditional wedding. So kind of like I mentioned, we do have a first song dance thing. I am doing the something blue, I guess. And then I think that's really it as far as like traditions that we're doing. I can't think of anything else, to be honest. I'm going to put this color in my inner corner. Let's see how it looks. You can barely see it. I feel like this is a good like topper color, like to put on like as like a lid topper. Well, I guess building it is cute. It's kind of giving a shadow. So let me look at this one. Okay, they have an inner corner color here too. So I'm just gonna brighten it up. Okay, that's cute. I like this. I like this. So what I'm deciding on for wedding day is if I want to do a shimmery lid or if I want to do like a matte look like this. So that's kind of what I'm going back and forth with. Okay, I'm gonna get off camera, I'm gonna do my hair, and then we're gonna end with lips. All right, you guys, so I just did my hair real quick, very glam, fluffy, which is kind of what I wanted for this specific thing. So now I'm about to do my lips because we actually have to leave in like 15 minutes. So I'm going in with the KK Beauty Nude Lip 2. Boom. And then I'm going in with my collab with Dameboss, which is Colors by Cora, and I'm using No Whip No Foam. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna change these earrings. I'm gonna do these from BNC. They're like a small hoop, but enough. All right, you guys, so I'm done. Oof, I need to like the bright light. I'm done with my hair and makeup for today. Next time you guys see me, I will be a married woman by the courthouse. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for answering or for asking a ton of questions, making this video even like exciting. I hope you guys like the makeup. I really like it. I need to just brush through my lashes one more time, but I really like it. I like the skin. I like that the eyes aren't too much like the hair. So I will see you guys in the next video.